Topic: The Circle of Influence and its Role in Shaping Personal Destiny. Written by Professor Mannix E. Paul, Ph.D., LL.D., Hons, Me Foundation Monthly Lecture, Series 81, July 13, 2026. Human destiny is often interpreted through the lens of personal effort, talent, and opportunity. While these elements are undeniably significant, a deeper and more logical analysis reveals a foundational truth: no individual operates in isolation. The trajectory of a life is profoundly shaped by the network of relationships within which it is embedded. This network, referred to as the circle of influence, is not merely social, it is structural, psychological, and transformational. It is within this circle that decisions are influenced, values are reinforced, and destinies are ultimately defined. At the conceptual level, the idea of a circle of influence is grounded in social systems theory, which posits that individuals are components of interconnected systems rather than independent actors. Every person exists within overlapping networks: family, peers, institutions, and society at large. These networks function as channels of influence, transmitting norms, expectations, knowledge, and opportunities. Consequently, the quality of these relationships directly affects the direction and outcome of an individual's life. You do not become only what you decide, you become what your environment reinforces. Closely related is the principle of social capital, which highlights how the quality of relationships, trust, and support directly influences life outcomes. From a behavioral psychology perspective, human behavior is significantly influenced by social interaction. The theory of observational learning suggests that individuals adopt behaviors, attitudes, and values by observing those around them. Over time, repeated exposure to certain patterns normalizes them, shaping identity and decision-making. If one's circle of influence is characterized by discipline, integrity, and vision, these traits are likely to be internalized. Conversely, if the environment normalizes complacency, unethical conduct, or mediocrity, these too become embedded. What surrounds you eventually shapes you. Aware of how subtly normative influence operates, the audience should feel encouraged to observe their environment carefully, understanding that group expectations quietly shape their choices and aspirations, fostering mindfulness about social impact. From a leadership and professional standpoint, the implications are profound. Leaders do not merely operate within circles of influence, they create and shape them. The individuals a leader surrounds themselves with, advisors, colleagues, and collaborators, directly affect the quality of their decisions and the effectiveness of their leadership. A leader with a strong, ethical, and competent circle is more likely to achieve sustainable outcomes. In contrast, a leader surrounded by enablers, sycophants, or unethical actors risks systemic failure. A leader's strength is reflected in the strength of their circle. Furthermore, the concept of network effects from systems and economic theory reinforces this argument. Network effects suggest that the value of a network increases as the quality and connectivity of its members improve. In practical terms, being connected to individuals who are knowledgeable, disciplined, and forward-thinking multiplies opportunities and accelerates growth. This is not accidental, it is structural. Relationships create pathways through which information, influence, and opportunity flow. A critical observation of present-day realities supports this logic. Many individuals with comparable talents and qualifications experience vastly different life outcomes. While effort and competence play roles, relational environments often explain the divergence. Those embedded in supportive, visionary, and ethically grounded networks tend to progress, while those in limiting or negative environments struggle to advance. This is not merely coincidence. It is the operational effect of influence. Importantly, the circle of influence is not fixed. It is modifiable. Individuals possess agency in selecting, cultivating, and, when necessary, distancing themselves from relationships. This introduces the principle of intentional association, the deliberate choice to engage with individuals who align with one's values, aspirations, and purpose. Such intentionality transforms relationships from passive experiences into strategic assets. If you do not choose your circle will choose your direction. However, this concept must be approached with balance. The objective is not exclusion or elitism, but alignment and growth. Relationships should be evaluated not by status, but by substance, character, vision, and mutual contribution. Additionally, influence is reciprocal. Individuals are not only shaped by their circle, but also contribute to shaping it. This underscores the ethical responsibility to be a positive force within one's network. From a broader societal perspective, the aggregation of individual circles of influence forms the cultural fabric of a community or nation. When networks are built on integrity, collaboration, and shared purpose, they produce systems that are resilient and progressive. Conversely, when relationships are driven by exploitation, favoritism, or self-interest, they reinforce corruption and systemic failure. Thus, the transformation of society begins with the transformation of relational networks. In conclusion, the claim that relationships define destiny is not a philosophical exaggeration. It is a logical reality grounded in social theory, behavioral science, and observable outcomes. The circle of influence is a powerful determinant of direction, shaping not only what individuals do, but also who they become. Undeniably, your future depends on your relationships. If you are aligned with the wrong group or an unprofitable alliance, your efforts will go unnoticed, regardless of your talent and resilience. To shape your destiny, evaluate and intentionally cultivate connections that uplift and challenge you. Courtesy of Me Foundation, committed to human capacity building worldwide. Just a voice of reasoning in a complex dispensation. Thank you for listening. Please share to inspire others.